Hello friends, welcome to this session. Today we will look into one of the features of Azure pipelines called container jobs. So as you know that we can run our builds on Azure build agents. If you see here, there are different types of build agents which you can have. Microsoft hosted agents, which Microsoft provides, and you don't need to do anything for that. And it provides two types of agents, Windows agents and Linux agents. We'll not go in detail of that. Here I will look into self-host agent. So you create your own agent either on your laptop or on some of the VM which you actually control. So you can have a Windows agent or a Linux agent. Today I will go into Windows agent because I'm using the self-host agent on my laptop. So I'd like to show that. Now there are two ways. One is you install the agent on your laptop or any device or desktop, and you install Docker and all the dependencies and tools which is required to build your project. So if you have a .NET project, then you need that particular version of .NET SDK or .NET Core to be installed on that particular device or desktop or laptop where your build agent is running. And you can use stages to build your project. But there is another way where you just install an agent and you install Docker. That's it. You don't need to worry about installing a specific dependency version or a tool version. All that you will provide through an image, and Docker will run that image in as a container, and your project will be built inside that container. And that whole thing is supported by using container jobs. So this is the concept we'll look at today. Let's get started. So here I have a small project. It's written in Golang. Very simple project. It has one hello world.go. Anyway, we are not going into detail of this. Because I'm going to show you how to build this project. I will not be showing whether it runs or not, but we should be able to build this in a way that dependency on build agent is minimized so that we can use container jobs. So this is small application, and there are some other files, but need not worry about them. So we will focus on Azure pipelines.yaml file here. Now, if you see this one, I'll explain what all steps I have here. It triggers whenever the changes are happening in the main branch, and there is a pool like agent pool, self-hosted agent. So that is a name I have given for the agent running on my laptop here. And there are some tasks. So this is a normal way of writing building steps where you define the task which will be done one by one, and then the project will be built. So first is go get, and then go build command will start building your project, and then go test. If you have written some tests, it will execute those tests, and then it will copy those files into artifact staging directory from your working default working directory. It will move it to artifact staging directory, and then publish task will publish them, and the name of the artifact will be drop. So this is normal way of running, and when the project is built, it will use this build agent running on my device. Now the thing is, I have not installed Go. So Go is not installed on my laptop, which means this build agent should not be able to run it. Let's see. So we'll go to pipelines and we'll run. So job is started now. So here you see go get. When I see that, it says the Go task failed with an error, unable to locate executable files Go. Now this proves that I am having only build agent and Docker on my device. And now I'm going to change this Azure pipeline to use container jobs to build my project. So this is the script here for YAML file for container jobs. The difference is instead of steps, it will have jobs defined, and every job will have a name, and then it will do specific task. If you compare with normal flow, we normally define a pool which is at the stage level, which will be used for all the steps which are under that. Whereas in jobs, you define pool for a specific job. So this job will use this pool, that is this build agent, and this container. So this particular container will be downloaded, and if it is already available on your build agent, then it will be using that one. And all the steps following this container will be executed inside this container. So this particular image already has Go installed in it, and that's why I'm not installing Go on my laptop. And once these steps are done, then this container will be discarded, removed, and it will go for the next job. Now, if you see here in the next job, I have defined a pool, which is again my build agent, but I did not define any container here. So these steps will be actually executed on my laptop, on my device by the build agent. So anything here defined, if it is not available again on my device, build agent will fail. But here I am doing a simple test command where I'm just trying to echo the path just to show that this particular task is actually executing on my laptop and not inside the container. So let's copy this and run this as a container job. So I've copied here and I will commit now. Now I'm committing this code directly into my master and or main branch, but this will not be the production process. You will always create a pull request, and that pull request will go through a process of approval and then gets merged into master and all that. But I'm just overriding that because I want to show how container jobs are run and how we can use them for our benefit. So let's go to pipeline. It has already triggered. I have already configured it for continuous integration. So any changes happens to the repository main branch, it immediately kicks off the build. So you see here, there are two jobs which are scheduled to run build and test on build host. These are the names I have given. Now, if you see here, this is a very important step here, initialize containers. And you can see it's it found that that particular container here, and it confirmed that it's a Linux based container. And then if you further come down, when it creates, if you see this, it's creating an image by adding a layer to it. What it does is it's using Docker install on your Windows, and it shares your host path, which is normally agent runs under, my agent is running under C agent under, and these are the work directory, and it maps into Docker container underscore w underscore one. Same way the temporary folder is mapped. So anything happens in Docker container will be available on my laptop for this build agent to do when it publishes the final build. And you see here, this is the image. And on top of that, it executes node. So whichever image you are using as a container job, and if it is run on Windows, make sure it has node installed on it because all the commands will go through nodes. You can see more details about container jobs on this document, define container jobs provided by Microsoft, and it has all the details how you can create this YAML and then run it. I am just trying to give you a working example. Otherwise, all the information is picked up from these documents. And if you scroll down further, then it says bring your own Node.js. You are responsible for adding a node binary in your container. Node 14 is safe choice. You can use tell the agent about Node.js because it needs that node uh, to run Linux containers. Now let's get back to our pipeline, and you see here I did the go get step, then the go build, go test, and it copied the files. You see here it's copying the files from working source directory or working default directory, which is S, and moving to artifact staging directory, which is A, and then publish, which publishes that because this was mapped inside the container. So this artifact is now published to drop. And when the next job runs, if you see here, it comes back to my build agent, and I have given a command line just to echo the environment. So when it runs this task, actually it is echoing the command, the path which is defined on my laptop. So you see that. Now, if you go back and you can see here one published, And so here is your published thing. So I'm publishing everything right now, but you can restrict what you want to publish. So as you can see now, this is a very convenient way of building your project where you do not need to worry about installing dependencies or different versions of dependencies and then making sure the right version is picked up. Rather, you can create such type of images which will have your dependencies and then run them as container jobs. Now, you may be wondering, what if I need a connection to the database or some other softwares? That is also easily solvable. Uh, Azure gives an option of service containers. You can search for service containers and you can actually run service containers and use them while your container jobs are running. You can go through this. Here it says example of Nginx container, which is using Redis as a service container. I hope this will help you to kickstart. This is very basic steps which I have shown, and you can definitely build more and more functionality on the top of this. So if you like it, do subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much.